back to AussieVerse, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a while. 3 weeks to be exact. Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for coming back. If it is the first time that you were joining us, welcome to AussieVerse and thank you for being a member. OmniBeau right here. Ryan over there. Mark Grodd Watson over here. This is most of AussieVerse. How are you guys? Thank you for coming back and thank you for your patience.
Very good. Very good. And good to be back and good to get the ball rolling again. And let's get some news out and let's just talk comics.
Glad to be back in the rhythm of this. I missed it.
If you're watching this video, like, subscribe, because if you are part of the AussieVerse, when we get to 400 subscribers, one lucky viewer will be getting a $100 Amazon gift card that they can choose to buy whatever the hell they want. And go to Instagram where you can find us on AussieVerse_Comx_collectors. All of the thumbnails, editing, and everything that takes more work than just beautiful men sitting here chatting is done by A51_designs. And as usual, we are sponsored by Comx, but more from that later. Now, while you're watching this show, did you ever think to yourself, hey, whatever happened to those awesome guys from Comic Thots? Well, think no more, because guess who's here? We have Sam Cripps, we have Ashraf, and not only that, we also have the nominated man for the YouTube Awards, the one and only Madspidey. It is a full house party. I feel like we're in Mallrats.
No copyright strikes now. Come on.
And we have our first comment in 3 weeks. Leslie, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Boys, what's been happening? How are you going? Before we get into the comic news, let's have a bit of a chin wag.
All right. What I can say is I've been hanging out in Gamma Rays Comics here in Adelaide, giving away freebies because we hit 100 Gamma casts from the store. By that, we skipped a couple episodes and lied and said we hit 100 and decided to give away some books. That's what we've kind of been up to.
Awesome.
What a milestone, 100 consecutive episodes.
Well, this is what, 19 for us? Like, I feel like this has been going on for a lot longer than 19 episodes, but 19. Madspidey, tell the world what you have been nominated for. And I'm not jealous at all. I'm not.
It's not what you know, it's who you know. So as we were just talking about backstage, this is the second year that the Comic Book Community Awards for YouTube comic creators has been going. It has been started by Brian LCS. That's his actual channel name. He started this last year to try and basically give back a little bit to the what's Matt saying? He's everywhere I watch these days. Yeah, okay. Pretty much we just thought it was a cool idea to do an awards for people, because people do a lot of time, effort, money and everything into YouTube channels. Like, a lot of people just think, I just go on and just talk about random crap, but you'll find the longer you go, the more stuff you buy to show off on your channels. So I've been luckily nominated for 2 different categories. One I have not a chance in hell of winning, which is the statue review and unboxings. I'm up against 4 other channels that have more than 50,000 subs, and I'm only at 300, so I've got absolutely no chance in hell, as I said. The other one is for best new channel, and I probably actually have a chance of that.
Positive thinking, because if you're, I don't know, I was about to say if your little channel, but that sounded really rude. If your little channel is now in the category with these 50,000, that just goes to show what a great channel you have.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Congrats. Like,
yes, Andy,
Madspidey is too embarrassed to admit this, but yeah, he's up against us. We're like the channel he's talking about with 1 million subscribers. It's me and Sam been putting in the work. We climbed the mountain, and now we're at the top.
Yeah, that's one of the channels I'm up against, Gem Mint Collectibles, and
I wish.
Wow, imagine if you beat Gem Mint. That would be amazing.
Well, a lot of people kept
Yeah.
saying to me because he's had some bad publicity or something happen in recent weeks or months.
I may have commented on some of that on his actual page from our YouTube thing, saying that he might be a bit of a shithead.
Because
Sorry
I
about
heard about
swearing.
he had a video. He did a video and it got taken down for some reason.
Oh
I
my
don't know
god, we
the
did
full
talk about
story.
this.
Yeah,
Oh, is this
yeah.
about
I was
the
annoyed.
acetate cover? He took that one down himself. 'Cause he
Yeah.
just couldn't be bothered dealing with all the hate it was getting.
Yeah.
Well,
So
It was a bad opinion.
You achieved it. Good work,
no,
Sam.
sorry, I
Bring
might
the man
have
down.
knocked one of the big boys off their peg, but yeah, the other three are still very big channels. But I'm positively hoping for the at least best new channel.
So let me ask you: if you win the award, one, what do you get? Is it like some little golden man?
It's probably a toilet trophy, as us Aussies like to call them. If you've ever played sports in Australia, you get the little plastic things that you call a toilet trophy.
And two, if you do win, how much do I have to pay you to be able to shout out and say, if it wasn't for AussieVerse, you wouldn't be where you are right now? Plug.
A lot of money, saying I started. Didn't I start before you guys though?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
you
not
did.
important.
There you go, mate. You're now at 336 subscribers.
Awesome.
Nice, nice.
Thank you.
If they ship you a statue, you should definitely unbox it for the channel.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
arsehole category, I'd have that in the bag. No, mate, you'd be in the rant category.
Well, they have done it. They've done a lot more awards this time, because last time it was a bit unfair because of most of them were open. So you could have one subscriber, you could have 1 million subscribers, and you'd be in the same category. Obviously, the one that I'm in that particular one, I'm in that category. But most of them now, it's like 0 to 100, or 100 to 999, 1,000 to 5,000, 5,000 up. So they've actually made it a little more even with most of the categories this time.
And voting's still open for this?
Yeah, well, it's because it's down to, this is the finalists. So you could vote for anybody you wanted originally, but now it's five finalists per category.
Yeah, cool. Where do you go to submit votes?
You go to cbcawards.org.
I'm going to put that in my computer right now so I can help out a mate here. Here we go.
Yeah, that should be that.
So, but yeah, voting is going to be open for a couple of months because it takes them ages to correlate all the data and things like that. So,
Ryan and Mark, did you vote?
No, but I think I might do that now.
Come on, guys, vote. If not for us, then for everyone else that we know.
I'm making 50. What's Matt saying? I'm making 50 burner accounts next year and voting for myself.
Now that's a plan.
Stop the count.
Yes, I did vote. I wanted to be even with everybody that I knew. And it's hard as well because and I did it so long ago now because I can't remember all the categories, but I do remember choosing, like it was only about a month ago that I did it. And I think I remember voting Whack Comx for one, Madspidey for one, Thots. I'm pretty sure I voted you guys. No, it wouldn't have been new channel because you're not new channel. But I did you three and Talking Pop Culture. They were the four that I remember voting for, but I can't remember what for.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like I've heard someone talk about this before, maybe once. And it's weird that I'm now hearing it from you guys because I feel like this is something we should probably know about, Ashraf.
Yeah. Well, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool that this exists. It's cool that we were an option.
Yeah,
because they get they've got sponsors, so people have actually donated a lot of like prizes and things like that. If you actually win, there is actually proper trophies for everybody who wins. But there's actually a lot of books and prizes and toys and statues and all sorts of stuff if you do win as well. So
let's hope we only got the one vote from Bo, and then we can get least voted for, and they send us like just a random shit comic, like something terrible.
And the
Like-
wooden spoon goes to Comic Thots.
and they get
Engraved with my name.
they get like
You get a
Turok number
copy
1 or
of
something.
Trouble number 1.
I was going to say you get Sword of Azrael.
No. I'm gonna have to read it.
All right, let's get into some comic news, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but apart from the new She-Hulk show, I think the biggest news that's going right now, currently, is DC and them shaking things up, which a video is coming out from AussieVerse, done by our own Ryan and Mark Grodd Watson about the current state of DC. But I bring this up because of one individual that you can't catch. Ezra Miller. What's going on with him, guys? Fill us in.
So Ezra Miller, as of right now, they've been admitted to a psychiatric facility because of complex mental health issues, right?
Yep.
Is that what I'm hearing about? And then they were alleged to hold a minor that they were grooming. They're an adult now. That they had a pregnant woman in their compound with a gun, and they were going across the country, being paranoid about the KKK chasing them down or something like that.
Wow, that.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. And before all of this kicked off, they were actually free enough to actually do some reshoots for the Flash. So this is interesting. But
Yeah, they've reshooted Ben Affleck to be the Batman instead of Keating.
Oh, that's
really?
an Aquaman though. But yeah,
No, but for Flash as well.
no. Keaton is still Batman and Flash, but like they're both in it. From what I hear.
Yeah, they're both in it, but they did reshoots with Ben Affleck. So
Nah, I've not heard that, but I've only heard
Ashraf
that
is
Affleck's
like
the-
dived into this so hard.
I know.
He's so upset that every time we bring up DC, it's bad news.
my fingers on the pulse is like I've got Google alerts. It's like every time someone else in the podcast who's not me brings up DC, it's always like in a negative tone or whatever. I'm like, gotta defend it.
did you hear his apology? So his apology is
Well, their
I've
apology.
recently gone through intense crisis. Now I understand that I'm suffering complex mental health issues and have begun ongoing treatment. I want to apologize to everyone that I have alarmed and upset for my past behavior. I am committed and doing the necessary work to get back to healthy and stay productive in this stage of my life.
Did this all kick off before the last Harry Potter film that he did?
Yeah, they shot their last Harry
Yeah.
Potter film. Right? Yeah,
And that,
Around
then
the time that came out actually is when it kicked off.
because I finally watched that the other night, and if that was the last performance before Flash, I can understand being very upset because it is not good. It is not good at all.
I've heard that it's not good.
Shut
Still
up,
haven't seen it, though.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
They
Don't
did a
do it.
screen test of The Flash and they reckon it rated really good.
yeah, I've heard this as well. Yeah,
Yeah, they said it rated one of the best DC films. So this could be the reason why they're still going ahead with it. Obviously,
What bar is that being set?
Right.
again, it's like the last
and
shitty DC film came out in like 2017. But yeah,
Yeah, we still had The Suicide Squad. That was good.
that was amazing. Shazam was
Yeah.
amazing. Aquaman was amazing.
Fucking
Yeah, I
hell.
Peacemaker was
think-
amazing.
The only good DC movies have been, as you guys have just said, is Shazam, Aquaman, the first Wonder Woman,
I like both.
the Suicide Squad.
And then
And-
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker,
Oh,
the Batman.
The Pacemaker series was awesome.
But
Yeah,
you've also got to, we're talking DC here, you've got to add every Batman apart from the 90s in there. You've got to add the Nolan trilogy. You've got to add the,
You need to add
no,
in
no,
that.
I'm
Batman,
talking
and Superman, I guess.
Talk about current DC films, though. You know
Matt
what I mean?
Reeves. Matt
The
Reeves
Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah, the Batman. That's true. That was
Yeah,
good.
the
to me.
Batman. You've got Man of Steel. That was good.
Wonder Woman.
You know,
84
I heard that
was
the
crap.
Batgirl
I agree,
movie was
Andy.
pretty good.
Oh no.
It was
Oh,
good.
okay.
That was a hard, long watch.
Yeah, I did not like it at all.
Was not great, no.
At all.
You got, there's no accounting for taste in this podcast, but yeah.
So much didn't make sense in Wonder Woman 84. All of a sudden, like how did she make her plane invisible again? I remember that just being bullshit.
Yeah, it was.
She did that to objects as a kid. That's what she said, and she
Yeah,
didn't
like
do it on
what?
TV.
You
Well,
know?
that's actually in the Greek mythology, isn't it? She can actually
Sure.
do that. In
With jets.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not even a DC thing.
Oh, just
get over it. No.
Look,
Meh.
if I can power through Thor and Love and Thunder and have people say that that's a good film, then I think Wonder Woman 84 deserves justice.
Well, I saw Sam go like this when I listed my good ones. Sam, what was the one that you disagreed with?
Oh, I don't like Wonder Woman, the first one. I thought that was pretty shit as well. I just didn't like the you could literally take her out of that and put any other character in and it'd be the same film. It's just I thought they were gonna like, I don't know, showcase a lot more of her instead of her worrying about what Steve's doing. I just got kind of bored.
Not like you were watching a different movie, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean the cool, like there's two cool scenes. Like she runs out and like, you know, does that cool bit with the music in the middle of the gunfire, and then she like messes up that tank. That's kind of like the two cool scenes, and then the rest of it, I'm like, yeah, leave it. Yeah.
Great fish
Like,
out of
yeah,
water
whatever.
story.
It really could have done without the third act in that movie because it just kind of
Oh yeah, the
derails
big
it.
CGI battle, yeah.
I'm all for moustaches, but why did he have one under that helmet? Why didn't he just go like the all darkness with gold eyes? That would have been way cooler.
I like the mustache. So I wish it stuck outside of the helmet. You know? Like
There's no bad things about mustaches. They always should be implied.
Ashraf, what haven't you liked? Because all I'm hearing is you liking everything.
I don't like Batman v Superman. I don't like Justice League, both versions of it. But yeah.
Actually, I liked the Snyder Cut of Justice League. I would admit.
No, it's crap.
Just no. Just shut. No, Bo. No.
I hated the first one, but I liked the Zack Snyder one. Yeah.
That seems interesting.
So
I have to go like left and right with Man of Steel. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. But yeah, I like aspects of it for sure.
I really liked Man of Steel. I just hated how his father just pretty much killed himself and said, "Don't reveal your identity. I'll just go into this fucking hurricane or whatever it was."
That was fucking stupid. Yeah, you're right.
Hold my beer. I'm just going to get into this hurricane, mate.
Don't reveal yourself. I'll die.
Yeah. That was just
Don't move at super speed. Just stay still.
And watch me die. Nothing bad will come from that.
And the advice his dad gave to him, when I can't remember, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember his dad, Kevin Costner, turned around to him and basically said, like, you don't have to save people, fuck the world.
You should have let that bus full of kids just die.
Yeah, that's what he said. It's like, what? Because Superman asked, like, should I have just let those kids die? And he says, like, maybe. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But
Yeah, the whole plot's out of control. Like everything else was like
this is slanderous.
Yeah,
I like that comment.
It's terrible.
Joker. I enjoyed Joker.
What a
Joker
crap
was
film. I hate Joker. But yeah.
Joker was shit. Except for the
Oh.
last 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes of Joker was the best. Everything else was just such a bore.
I
agree.
really
Never
liked
to
it.
get rid of it.
I agree with
I agree.
Madspidey. Except the last 10 minutes were bad as well.
Are you excited for the sequel then?
Oh, if they make that musical, it's all over.
If they make a
DC's
musical, I
definitely
might
going
actually
down
be
even
interested in it.
further.
I think as soon as they announce the second one, it's all over. It need to be a
I was
musical.
going to get to that in a minute. But Ryan, is there anything else you wanted to mention before we move on with this Ezra Miller? Because you've been chatting to us about this all week, and I feel like there's a lot more you want to talk about it.
I'm just glad that the people of Hawaii are no longer being terrorized by this man.
You can always go back.
Well, it really puts into perspective that the first incident that we ever saw from him a couple of years ago, where they weren't sure whether he attacked that woman or not, or whether it was a joke, or what happened. Do you know, guys?
Yeah, they choked out some woman in a bar, right? Yeah.
Yeah, where a couple of years had gone by and no one was really sure if that was real or not. Now, I think that was kind of real. He's a bit of a nut job.
Yeah, he's definitely got issues.
Yeah, and not the good kind.
No.
Yeah.
I think that was just his parents being conflicted with keeping his identity a secret and doing the right thing. I probably wouldn't have wanted to do the right thing, but stay anonymous. But that doesn't change the fact that your son can move at super speed.
He could have saved him
Fucking
without
dumb
anyone
of him.
noticing. He could have like literally saved him as he went into it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's, again, why I hated the breaking of the neck. Because are you telling me, out of all of your million powers, there was no other way to stop a guy instead of breaking his neck?
Oh,
yeah,
like
but
that
cut the
scene.
man some slack. He'd been Superman for like a day or two at that point. He's not going to have all the answers.
But Ryan, you can just write a scenario where he doesn't have to do that.
Just knock him out.
Why would you ruin Superman like that? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Mark, you're right. Exactly. You could have just burnt, like, you know, used his heat vision and, like, cut off a leg.
Lobotomized him.
He could have been. He had him in the head like a sleeper hold. Make him go to sleep. Just go shh.
What's going to hold him? What's the story?
No,
That
there's a
was
bunch
very
of
I mean, the
creepy.
Phantom Zone. If they got the Phantom Zone involved, I don't know how well that would have gone down.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
just
there was the
picturing-
Phantom Zone there. So like Chris Nolan said that originally Zod was supposed to go back in the Phantom Zone. That was like the original. idea. Yeah.
Oh, Mark, I'm just picturing that scene, that edit, that director's cut. And he just falls asleep.
Sleep.
Like patting his hair and
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go to the natural next subject, which is Joker 2. You know, when I first heard, when the news first broke that Lady Gaga was going to play Harley Quinn and it was going to be a musical, I would have put money on the fact that this was a load of crap. And it was just Chinese whispers and it was one thing going to another, and it was no way it was real. But now it seems to be legit.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad that this is real. I don't want Lady Gaga in this at all. I don't want that to happen. I want us to just watch the Joker spiral from where we last saw him. All I want him is to create more madness. I want to see this character spiral. This version of the Joker was done so well that I feel like where they left it, I didn't think they should do a sequel. They should have just left it as is. But doing a sequel should be him spiraling more into the madness. Like we've seen the beginning of the madness. I want to see where it goes next, but I don't want to hear an album about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see him like maybe attack what's wrong with humanity, like the government or something like that, uncover something like that and teach them, put spanner in the works and start killing off some people in the government or whatever. Make a
It could be
movement.
like
Yeah.
GCPD. Like he could literally be going after Gotham, after the police department, showing how corrupt all the people are that are meant to be keeping them in check. Like, and doing it in his sick, twisted way, live on television or whatever it may be. There's so many other plot choices they could have gone with other than musical.
Yeah, agree.
It's unfathomable to me about this being a musical. And hey, I'll put it out there. I'm actually a guy that enjoys a musical, but I don't understand at all how they can make a Joker musical after what we had. I can't believe it, and I won't believe it until we see a trailer. Lady
bet it
Gaga,
won't be.
Harley?
I reckon it'll
How?
be just like 2 or 3 songs mixed in with random. I feel like they're going to try and focus on Harley a lot more than Joker in this, which is what's got me worried too. Because I don't think we need a Harley film that isn't what we've got with Margot and stuff going on. I don't know. I just don't feel like we need it.
I agree. But look, on the flip side, at least if it's going to be some sort of music, at least they got good singers. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But
Who's the other good singer?
hey,
Who, apart from Lady Gaga, who can Jacqueline Phoenix sing?
yeah, you can walk the line.
Oh,
Johnny
right.
Cash.
Did he actually sing in that? Did he?
Yeah, he sang
he
it.
was Johnny Cash.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I know it was Johnny Cash, but it doesn't mean he actually sang.
yeah, he sang that. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
fair
He was
enough.
also a rapper once. If anyone saw that joke interview where he was not being his real self.
Yeah,
Oh
No.
yeah.
he's a weird guy.
Yeah, strange dude. And he got in
Very-
trouble in this interview for breaking character because he was trying to make a weird. I can't remember what the film was. There's some indie thing that he did, and it was it was very
Who had a
shocking.
big long beard?
Yeah. And he did interviews where he wouldn't say anything and then
Isn't
tell them
it-
how he's like kicking off a rap career and all this other stuff. Yeah.
Isn't it like Me or something like that? It's a movie called Me or You.
Yeah, something like that. You or Me. It's something very simplistic. And I just all I know about it is he went onto a heap of shows and basically just sat there and stared at them. When they asked him questions, he's like, yeah, I'm a rapper now. Yeah. Like that's it. That's all the reaction they got from him, which is super strange.
Yeah,
You're a douche.
Yeah. And then he broke character at the end by like, I think it was Jimmy Fallon or someone. He's like shaking their hand, be like, hey man, I love you. Like, you know, trying to sort of show him that he's still there. He's just doing something at the moment. But he got in trouble by his publicity team when that happened because he broke character.
Oh,
extreme method acting.
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing he's done to a talk show host. If you've seen Joker.
Murray.
What's next on the agenda?
You're the one running the show.
So
I have to come up with everything.
So I got there was an interview with Idris Elba, and he said he has a big DC project coming up. Exploited. So we are going to see Bloodsport again, which is exciting because I loved him as Bloodsport. Are we going to get a movie? Is it a solo one, or is it another Suicide Squad, or is it a TV show? Either way, I'm happy that he's excited about it for one, and I'm happy that he's going to be Bloodsport again because I really liked that character. I loved the suit. I loved how they've sort of made it into the comics like that now too. So what do you guys think?
I'm
agree with
hoping,
Andy. Yeah.
I'm hoping it's a Bloodsport and Weasel movie.
Oh god.
It's Bloodsport and Weasel, the ultimate team up that we didn't know we needed. I just want a Weasel like series of him eating children or something. It's terrifying. I just want that series. I want that so bad, more than anything. Like I think, Bloodsport would be cool to see again, but I'd be more interested to see just Weasel running from house to house and watching a village trying to kill this weird, horrible creature off, and even if it's like a vampire bounty hunter type scenario chasing down Weasel would be more interesting.
Like little shorts like I Am Groot. It could be like little 8-minute ones just see him terrorize.
Yes, they did just parody I Am Groot and make it horrific.
Yeah.
I think jumping off of like Peacemaker's season 1's ending and the fact that Viola Davis is coming back for a Amanda Waller starring show and that James Gunn's gonna executive produce it. I think it's gonna be something to do with Checkmate and something to do with like Amanda Waller hiring another task force to take down Task Force X who's gone rogue or something. That'll be interesting. Maybe it's that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Well, apparently he hinted on his Instagram that he was interested in using Deathstroke in something coming up.
James Gunn.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I think that the specific thing that people pointed out was that like someone asked him in an Instagram like question things like, "Oh, where's Deathstroke?" And then James Gunn said something like, "I know, right? Where is he?" He's like, "So I don't know."
He was the original plan for Bloodsport. Like it was supposed to be Deathstroke. That was the original plan team.
I think the original plan was that like they might have brought back Deadshot, and then they were gonna because in the script he's called Vigilante, and then they decided to just make it Bloodsport. But
I'm surprised it wasn't Dog Welder.
Oh, Dog Welder. Jeez, that would have been
Let's get Dog Welder in the DCEU. It'll be so fucked up.
James Gunn, don't put it past him.
Yeah.
He wanted to
Can
use
we
that
get
character
the
apparently, but
birthday
couldn't.
boy?
Who's the birthday boy?
Have you read Batman Earth 1?
Actually, I have a long time ago though. Only the first volume.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, the birthday boy is fucked up, to put it lightly. He pretty much kidnaps children and then does stuff with them and leaves their dead bodies in a room.
Oh, so he's a pedophile.
Yep, pretty much.
Cool.
James
Gunn
Gunn would.
Condiment King, that'll be another cool villain.
Condiment King, get Condiment King to versus Kite Man versus, just get that group of characters all battling each other.
We had Calendar Man in the Suicide Squad. We can bring him back.
I'm just hoping on the new season of Peacemaker, they do a whole new dance number for the intro.
Oh, that intro was one of the best.
Never skipped it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm hoping every season is a new dance intro.
It was amazing.
So Bloodsport's doing something. So I kind of hope that at least Bloodsport is it runs into Peacemaker and being like, "Why are you alive?" You know, that interaction will be fun to see, or him being like have to double take, being like, "I never miss. How did I miss?" sort of thing.
Yeah, true.
They got rivalry there, so I think it's going to be good to play off that.
So it looks like a new shake-up of DC. That do they say Gotham Knights is dead now?
Not officially.
Not officially. Yeah.
Oh, that's
the
what I read.
Teeny Bopper show.
Yeah, it's not happening anymore.
I think people would like it to be cancelled, but I think officially it's still going to air.
Oh, okay, yeah, because we posted on our thing. 1 sec.
Because like the people who are reporting that it's cancelled are like what Comx Beat or something. So it's like
this is from DC Entertainment.
Oh really?
CW Gotham Knights will no longer premiere its pilot in 2023. The show is indeed dead.
Good. Well, I hope
I think it was dead before it even aired.
No one wanted to see that. The game.
No, not that one.
Yeah, we're talking about
the show, Simon, not the game.
Yeah. So we got Flash is finishing up too in CW. We still got Stargirl, which was really good. So I'm happy
really dark as well.
Yeah. Is it Stargirl's dark?
Yeah, it's actually like surprisingly dark. It gets darker in season 2.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, I actually really like. I'm a Marvel guy, but I really enjoyed both seasons of Stargirl. I reckon it was actually one of the better DC shows.
Yeah. So in the second season, you got Eclipso, and it's kind of like a nightmare scenario, like a Nightmare on Elm Street. So they're all facing their biggest fears, and it's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I might give that a go then, because I never got into it. What about? I dropped off the last. I think I was shy 2 episodes of season 2 of Titans. I dubbed season 1 and season 2. No good because
don't bother with the show. Like,
Okay.
I've seen all 3 seasons. The third season had promise, but the guy playing Jason Todd was annoying as fuck.
Which is a true character, to be honest.
The guy playing Bruce Wayne threw me off the show because I loved him in Game of Thrones, but I don't know, something about the actor playing Batman just bugged me.
Yeah, he feels like an Alfred.
Yeah.
Not a Bruce Wayne, definitely not.
Yeah.
His accent, even like he loses his accent a lot of the time when he's acting as well.
Yeah.
Like, when his Scottish accent come back, which is weird.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're a big fan of the CW shows, Mark. So how do you feel about Flash ending with season 9?
Yeah, well, it's about Tom, but it could have been like 2 or 3 seasons ago. But isn't that just the theme of CW?
How many speedster villains has he now fought? Because that's kind of where I've stopped watching, was that every week was a new speed villain.
Oh, there's not that many. Come on.
No, there was.
You had Cicada, which was a good one. I didn't mind that one.
You had the Thinker as well.
Yeah, Thinker one was good. Obviously.
But they had Reverse Flash, they had Zoom, they had
Godspeed or
something.
That's Avatar. Yeah, but those are like the only like primary ones, to be honest. But
only just 5.
Dude, think about it. There's 8 seasons, and there's only 5 speedsters. So
5 seasons
but
of
that's
those
5
speedsters.
5 seasons of a speedster, though.
Yeah, that's over 50%.
I know. The first one, the Rose Gallery. Did they ever do like Mirror Master and shit?
Oh yeah, they did Mirror Master.
They had
two
Mirror
versions
Master,
of Mirror Master.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did like every single major Flash villain at least once.
Yeah.
Okay.
And twice even.
Yeah.
I dug it when they had the killer, the shark dude from
King
Suicide.
Shark.
Yeah, King Shark. They did a really good version of King Shark, to be honest.
Yeah, he looked
They
good.
did.
Closest to a street shark I've seen yet.
And their version of Grodd was amazing for TV. Like, it looked good.
Yeah.
I got to admit, I liked Grodd. Yep.
Yeah.
I just dropped off on it because I just couldn't do CW anymore.
Yeah, got to. Look, it's weird because of how much I'm a Marvel fanboy too, and I was about to say, oh, it just got too much. But the difference is at least it's not I don't know, it just got too cheesy in comparison, which is weird. Like, it's just, I don't know. It just didn't stay. What's the right word here? It just kind of just kept repeating itself over and over and over again. A lot of those shows did. So I just kind of.
To be
Stop
fair, that's
watching
how comics are. That's what the comics are like.
Yeah, but
Repeating
it's
themselves
slightly
over and over for 50 years. But yeah.
As soon as his wife became so much more screen time, I just got bored with it. When she got trapped in that mirror, and that's when I stopped. Like that around that time, I just couldn't do anymore.
I think COVID ruined it a bit because that's when COVID hit and like the quality went insane because like they couldn't touch each other, as in like physically fight each other anymore. But yeah.
You were there for the touching, huh?
Yeah, I was there for the touching. No more touching. When they removed the touching, I was like, oh, I'm done. No,
I'm out.
no. I stuck with it. I'm gonna be sad when it's over. It's like
Yeah,
it's a constant in my life, and it's gonna be sad not to have that on anymore. But yeah.
It's your version of Smallville.
Yeah, and I watched
every
Smallville,
day
but
when that
Smallville-
came out.
I loved Smallville.
it is a guilty pleasure. Like that's why I still watch CW. I mean, like I'm not going to sit back and say they're all amazing, but I still do enjoy catching up on them. It's just a guilty pleasure.
Well, it's the same with me. Like I said, like I'm a Marvel guy, but I watch all the DC, like all the CW stuff, all the DC stuff. I actually sometimes enjoy it more because I don't know as much. Like I've said this a million times in plenty of streams. I don't know enough about the back history. I know enough to go, oh, I know who that is. I know who that is. But I don't know storylines as much and things like that. So I actually can go into it less judgmental.
Yeah.
And go into it a bit more with an open mind, going, okay, well, I might actually enjoy this. Whereas people who've read the stories will be like, oh, no, that's not how it's done. Or he's supposed to have this power and not that power. And all that. And that's what I do with the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
But I've learnt to try and be a bit more open-minded with the Marvel stuff.
Yeah, I'm happy at that as well. Because I'm also happy that like the fact that the Flash is on the CW is on the Free Terror Network, and that every week, there's like a superhero story that you can watch. It's actually like the same thing happened with Smallville, where it brought it into the mainstreams. Like teenagers growing up today will know who Captain Cold is or Gorilla Grodd is, and I think that's pretty cool. It's cool too that like they got Jeff Johns and Marv Wolfman to write their own versions of storylines. Like Jeff Johns wrote the Captain Cold episode, Marv Wolfman wrote Crisis. That's pretty cool to have, to be honest. It's cool that we had Crisis on TV of all things, but yeah.
Yeah, I got to admit, I went out and bought that Crisis DVD because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
I watched Crisis as well, and I enjoyed it for what it was. I just didn't really know what was happening beforehand because I feel like I may have still somehow missed an episode.
They really miss, like, it sort of lost a bit of momentum when they lost Stephen Amell as Oliver Queen. It lost a bit of momentum.
Yeah.
He was sort of the backbone of that sort of universe. But also, again, that sort of ran its time too. But yeah, I'm definitely going to miss him. And to be honest, bringing up CW, I actually liked the last season of Batwoman. So yeah, I watched that weekly when it came out weekly. So
I couldn't Batwoman. I just couldn't do that.
First season,
I didn't mind it. It was all right. I've only seen this season 3's out now, isn't it? Yeah. So I've only got season 1 and 2. Like, 'cause I buy them all on DVD or Blu-ray. But yeah, I've only seen up to season 2. So
I'll see.
That's canned now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Season 3's it. That's like they're not doing it anymore.
They're all canned except Superman and Lois, Stargirl. Is that it?
Maybe Gotham Knights. So yeah.
Whitey, Andy had a question for you. You read that?
Yeah, I hated it. I don't know. I don't know a lot about Miss Marvel because she came out after I pretty much stopped reading a lot of pretty much stopped reading. But yeah, I know enough about her that I'm just like, what's this nightlight crap? Yeah, like obviously we got a little bit of a homage in the last episode. No spoilers if nobody hasn't seen it, but or sorry, should I say spoilers? But she did the old embiggen, finally, in the last 5 minutes of the last episode. Yeah. But it was still all, lights and crap and whatever. And
I think they'll fix it by the next season / Miss Marvels. I reckon they'll fix the light stuff.
I'd
Maybe that's
like
like
to
the
hope
models.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I reckon
that
they'll
light
keep
is
it just for the
um,
simple reason of, well, they did it mainly to bring her up to a higher power level, similar to Carol, and I'm assuming that Monica Rambeau will be on a similar level when
Yeah, I
the
think
Marvels
both
comes
right.
out.
Yeah.
Mm.
And don't forget, they also went "Da-na-na-na-na-na" at the end. So
Oh, we're doing spoilers now. But yeah, go on.
we've got a plan. Oh yeah, sorry, spoilers, guys. We dropped a lot of viewers for that. Sorry. But yeah, obviously, I think they've got a plan wise.
yeah. Look, I just hope that they don't use her to replace someone like Jubilee or something. I'm hoping that with Marvel smart enough to go, look, the X-Men have just always existed and been hiding. Like, I hope they do that rather than going, oh no, look, it's 2002 and they're just starting. Like, that'd annoy me if they swap characters in and out instead of just sticking to some of the cool X-Men that we haven't seen for a while that they could do proper stories of.
But the other thing we got to remember is that if you are like reading the comic books, she's not a mutant; she's an Inhuman.
No.
Yeah.
So it's like, where the hell? What's this bracelet crap?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, why didn't they do the Terrigan?
But yeah, you also
and all that sort of stuff.
You also have to acknowledge that she was a product of a very specific time in Marvel Comics when they were distancing themselves from X-Men.
Yeah.
That's why, and they were pushing the Inhumans like really hard because they didn't Disney didn't own the X-Men property, right? So who knows? Maybe things would have been different if they owned it. Like the co-creator of Miss Marvel even said that's like that original intention was for it to be a mutant, right?
Yeah. So Sam had a good point. I mean, like if we just say X-Men have just always been around, so then you can do movies, then you can do flashbacks, and this is what they've been doing. So you can build a whole movie. You can go back into time and go, this is their origin story back in 1980s or something like that. It just opens the door. If they just say, now they exist. But if they said they've always existed, then you can keep going back. You can keep making more content of what they've been doing before what is the now.
And what they were doing during the snap and all that stuff. Maybe they were off fighting other awesome bosses that we haven't seen. And I just don't want them to be thrown in as like a novelty or escape plan when something's not going Marvel's way, that they just go, oh, and that person's a mutant now. Like that, I just don't want that to.
You did notice that there was no mutant announcements at San Diego at all. In saying that, the rumor is that at D23 will be anything that they're going to release. Obviously, besides the ongoing animated series, they're going to go back to the 90s series. But no announcements at all. Rumors floating around of D23 there will be some mutant talk, but there's no guarantee about it either. So are they going to piss it off altogether, or are they actually going to bring it back?
Oh, they're definitely not going to piss it off altogether. They are definitely going to bring X-Men in. But what I'm surprised about is when Fantastic Four was announced, I was under the impression that it would have been the same time they announced X-Men, because they all got bought together, right? With Fox. And obviously nothing with X-Men. So I was pretty shocked. And what you just said about D23, I remember last year or the year before, I can't remember, where everybody was expecting all these huge announcements at San Diego Comic-Con, and Marvel didn't do anything. But then at D23, they did have a lot, because obviously Disney care about their own.
So do you reckon they went role reversal this time? They went San Diego. No, we're going to talk about everything except mutants. D23 will be just mutants.
I think this time they've gone both. I think they've given, like, let's say they had 10 things to talk about for argument's sake. I reckon they've given us 5, and at D23 they're going to give us another 5. That would be the smart thing to do anyway.
That'd be a lot of content, because there was a lot of stuff was scheduled in the next 3 years for Marvel.
Well, then let me ask you this then. If it's not going to be half and half, wouldn't you still be just as pumped if at D23 the only announcement that they made was a confirmed X-Men movie?
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is just because we've had a lot of X films through our lives and stuff. I'm not as excited for X-Men right now. I am more excited to see some more FF information especially
too.
casting.
Agreed, I mean,
Yeah, I'm way more excited to see some castings for some of the stuff they've already announced. Even it be with the Kang dynasty.
the Kang Dynasty.
I'm
Yeah,
wondering
yeah.
because, like in Loki, how we saw all different people play Loki because of the multiverse stuff. If we're going to see different versions of Kang, maybe different people play him. I just want this world to, now that we can see multiple people play the same characters, I want this to really open up some really cool casting choices, and it'll be interesting to see what Marvel does drop at the Disney D3 thing. I hope it is just lots and lots of like castings that we were all kind of A, hoping for, or B, just completely shocked with.
Well,
I'd
one
like
thing
individual
that has-
movies, like Gambit, who's supposed to be out for the last 20
No.
years.
Why would anyone want like a solo Gambit movie? To be honest, like I know Channing Tatum was really hyped about it, but like, who cares? Yeah.
Like Gambit's
I
a
don't know.
great movie.
I reckon it'd be cool.
alleged
Yeah,
plot
Gambit's a
for
great
that
X-Men.
Gambit movie.
Was that
Sorry, Ryan, repeat that.
Have you heard about the plot for what that Gambit movie was going to be about?
No.
Say it.
Yeah.
Was the plot.
I'd
Okay, it
heard
was
something
gonna
to do
be
with
about, like,
Sinister.
Yeah, Mr. Sinister was going to be like his dad, and it was pretty much going to be like a heist movie.
That makes sense.
Cool.
Okay.
I'd
I'm
watch
all
that.
for it.
I'd probably watch that. I
Yeah,
want to
I'll
see
watch
if they're going to do solo films. I just hope they, especially if it comes to X-related characters, it'd be more fun to see individuals then building up to some sort of team up. Like maybe we even get some of the like Alpha Flight side of guys, like just some weird characters that Marvel could even just do a show for or something, and then lead to the Alpha Flight team up, or lead
Or
to
look at
X-Force.
Guardians. Who
Yeah.
knew about Guardians before they came out?
Yeah. Drop some weird team ups. Give us some some strange stuff that we haven't seen yet.
And because of X-Men, we've had no announcements of who's going to cast them and stuff like that. So this means we've got time. They've got time. They don't want to put everything in the next 2 years and go, oh shit, we're out of. So they've got time. They haven't cast anybody, so nobody's going to be getting too old for the role. So they're obviously just planning for the future. It goes, hey, in 2-3 years' time, this sort of Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars sort of slows down a little bit. We've got X-Men. They don't have to use them straight away.
It never occurred to me for them to make individual character X-Men movies. I always assumed X-Men. Can you imagine, like, obviously the whole reason why Marvel is so popular and successful is because the way they did individual movies and then led to the Avengers and so forth. Can you imagine if they did that inside what they've already done? Like, they've got the whole on the way to the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, but then on top of that, they release a Gambit movie, a Wolverine movie, a Jean Grey, and then they do an X-Men one. That'd be freaking amazing.
After credit scene, it's just the hand to the head,
Yeah.
someone bold
Yeah.
rolling into the room in a big yellow chair.
Did I see the rumor that dude who played Gus in Breaking Bad was
John
going to be
Connor
Professor
Esposito.
X?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. He wants to play him. That's what
He's
he's
talking about Aaron Paul.
No.
No.
I've never seen Breaking Bad, to be perfectly honest.
Guy from The Boys.
Yeah.
I'd heard of he was actually supposed to be playing somebody in the MCU actually,
Ooh, John Connor Esposito.
Yeah.
but I don't know who. But yeah, I just heard rumors that he was in talk. You know, like they're in talks with Kevin Feige and that.
He's going to be Man Thing.
Ultimately, the reason why I'm excited for the X-Men is because it'll be the first time we get to see comic book accurate X-Men and not Fox X-Men. That's what
I
I'm
want
for.
dumb costumes. I want super latex, bright yellow Wolverine.
I want Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really quick before we get off this, like I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Deadpool 3 stuff at D23, considering that they're already training and everything. Yeah. So I guess that'll be our first like X-Men MCU thing.
I reckon they're going to use the time travel from Deadpool 3 to explain him now being in the other universe too.
We've come to the portion of the podcast where people predict Deadpool plots.
But there was stuff that we know that there is certain stuff coming to D23 because Deadpool 3 we know is thing. They never talked about it. Iron Wars is another one that they didn't bring up in San Diego. There was a few. Armor Wars. There was a few that we knew were coming out that were scheduled from the previous year but weren't mentioned. So they might be leaving that and
With
X-Men
footage.
maybe to D23.
Apparently, they've got a director for Fantastic Four as well.
Yeah. Excited to see
Did
what it is.
Yeah, because originally wasn't it the guy from Far From Home
Spider-Man.
director? He was meant to come and do it, but he's jumped ship now.
John Watts, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. And this is time for a word from our sponsor, Comx.
This show is sponsored by the Comx shop. Check out comx.cx for all things Comx and find out what Comx is all about. Then head over to comx.shop to pick up a variety of Australian comics from multiple creators and publishers, all for one flat postage rate. And don't forget to check out the Comx channel on YouTube. We hope you enjoy the show.
That's right. You want to know about comic book artists, comic book writers, comic book creators, all Australian. Go to Comx where it's one flat postage rate. I always don't like doing that because then it stops the conversation. Maybe I should start doing that at the end. We had a good flow going there. Seriously, though, can you imagine comic book accurate X-Men? That would be just freaking awesome. I would love to see that. No more of these dodgy leather costumes.
See
Right.
Cable with about 1 million bloody patches and shit. And
I want
big,
that.
big shoulder pads.
I need that. I need that moment on screen where he walks out and says something like, "This is too many." Like just something silly.
And the director is purposefully hiding his feet with rocks in every shot as well.
Yes.
Rob Liefeld's just sitting there going, yes. That's how
Okay. Here's a bit of a question then. Would you like to see a serious Marvel movie, like no comedy whatsoever?
Hell yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what would you go for? Who would you pick? Yeah,
Well, I did
serious
Love
Thor
and Love
would
and
be-
Thunder, so yeah, you could consider that like a.
I would do Venom. I'd do
Venom.
Venom. Yeah,
Oh my god, dude. Don't
I
do
need to
that.
get rid of the comedy of that.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Venom's always been he's done
Different.
quips and smart ass in the comics as well, so you can sort of understand that. But I'm
Yeah.
talking about like a
Yeah.
serious character in the books,
Well,
yeah, like Thor. And
you
do a
have
serious
to do Punisher
movie.
series. You have to do Punisher.
Punisher.
series.
Oh my
Punisher.
god, Punisher. Yes.
Yeah,
You cannot make a joke out of that one. Sure.
And actually, I know exactly what I want. I want Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
I was waiting for something stupid to come out. Then.
But no, like even if it's just like he's not joking, but obviously everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, this has to be a joke," but he's not. Like Howard the Duck is actually just dead serious. It's just his life is a nightmare for him. That'd be the best show. I just watch him running around Earth trying to figure out how to get home, being dead serious, and no one taking him serious because he's a duck. So as much as it could be the most grim, sad show, it'd be brilliant. I want
You
him.
know what
I
else?
want this.
You know what else I'd like to see, and I wouldn't have said it before Shang-Chi, but I'd be very interested to see what they do with a Khazar movie. And yes, I say Khazar, and they say Khazar. That's not how it's spelt. It's Khazar. I'd like to see that.
It's Kaiser. But
No,
anyway.
It's Kaiser.
No, it's not. Everybody calls it Khazar. It's K-A. That's Car. Khazar.
He's for an
Other
Australian
characters.
accent, yes.
Oh, okay. One more that I'd like to see an actual serious, proper dark Marvel would be Man Thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
There was a
gotta
Man
do
Thing
that.
movie.
yeah, but it was
Yes,
horrible.
which I don't have a copy of yet. I need to order one.
It is horrible.
Hang on,
I've got-
I'm trying to see if I can see it.
What
I think
about
I have
Duke? Would that be another serious one?
Dude. Oh god, that'd be like doing Mr. Impossible or something like that. You know that.
He's like a
That
little
stupid-
Slimer. Just
Like-
going,
Oh,
What
what
about
about the Immortal
Magneto?
Man?
What was that?
What about Magneto?
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
That'd be
Immortal Man.
Yep.
That whole team. What was that terrible team that Squirrel Girl's in it? I know that and I hate her. But
New Orleans.
Oh,
the
Great Lakes
Avengers?
Avengers.
yeah, that run. That, but
Yeah.
it's serious. With Big
Yes.
Bertha and stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Man Thing. I need to get a copy of that.
Like you just look at the cover and you go, yeah, that's gonna be pretty full on.
That's awesome.
Well, it
What
wasn't
did
bad.
everyone,
No,
we
it was
wanted
shit.
to discuss what did everyone think of the first episode of She-Hulk?
great. Loved it.
That was funny. Yeah.
I'm all
Loved
in.
it. After the crap fest that was Miss Marvel, this was great to see. I loved it.
I think
See,
the
I
only thing is
hated-
they went a bit too far with the feminism stuff, I think.
Seriously.
I
just-
don't think that.
Sorry, Sam.
Oh, sorry. So I was just gonna say I thought Miss Marvel. I didn't like the start, and then it grew on me. And I think this has started well, but I'm worried I'll lose interest. I hope that it keeps going with this pace. It's really quick, and it feels really short. And I hope that they keep, I don't know, managing to fit everything they need to fit into this show for it to be enjoyable without skipping along things too quickly.
Well, apparently the pre-screening, like the people that actually get to see, I think the first 3 episodes or first 4 episodes before release, said that, yeah, everybody loved the first episode and then just went, ooh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nah. No, really?
Yes,
I've not
really.
heard that.
They said some of the quality of the CGI went a little bit downhill. Some of the storyline was a bit downhill. So I'm hoping it's not.
Yeah.
But that's only what I've heard from the first. I'm pretty sure it's the first 4 episodes.
Yeah, IGN was given the first 4 episodes, and like some other news outlets as well, and they've said that it's pretty good. It's like it maintains that sort of quality. But like the CG, it's I mean, CG is fine to me because I like the CW anyway. But I understand why people don't like the CG.
There has been a report from people from the VFX department of Marvel coming out and complaining, saying that there's poor working conditions. They get a skeleton crew. They get told that they have to do certain things in a ridiculous time frame, and their expectations are ridiculous, and that's why the quality is the way that it is. So, it's a shame, but if that's the truth, then you can't really blame the special effects people.
No, I'm not blaming them.
People above.
Nah.
Yeah, they got the
timelines are messed up.
Yeah,
got the
Disney
deadline.
sucks like with outsourcing VFX to like all of these different companies, and like VFX is one of those portions of the Hollywood that aren't unionized. It's like you can unionize like practical effects and everything, like all of those like special effects houses are unionized, but like for VFX they can just sell to like the lowest common denominator and just exploit people as much as possible, and like they've caught some flack for that. But yeah.
Which is weird because a lot of the visual effects for a lot of movies now is done here in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sydney and Adelaide.
And Adelaide now. We've got one big one here doing heaps of stuff for Marvel.
Yeah, they did Captain Marvel. So
yeah. They're doing lots here for Marvel. There's they did Thor as well here, a lot of the visual effects.
Well, they filmed Thor here. I mean in Gold Coast, so yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, the one thing that did surprise me was when was it Titania?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she was the big villain of the show, and she came out, got decked, and it's over.
She's still
we don't know. She could be like a recurring threat. It's only episode.
Yeah, right.
Well, the rumor is it's Wrecking Crew.
So
that's
I think
the
she's
rumor.
just going to keep.
Well,
she's just going to keep smashing through the wall.
Right? Yeah.
Like she's just going to keep doing it each episode. She's going to smash through the wall at some point. She's the Kool-Aid guy of the Hulk. That's what's going to happen. She needs to do it. I want her to smash through the wall. Oh yeah.
But it'd be cool. It'd be cool if it was Wrecking Crew. I reckon Wrecking Crew are fun.
I think we've seen them in the trailer, right? Wrecking Crew. There's like a gang of. Like,
I think there might have been imps of the Wrecker. I think, but I don't know whether it was just him or whether it's the whole crew.
Because we've seen like a crew of people with like enhanced technology in their hands, so that's what I thought. So yeah.
I don't even remember the trailer now.
Yeah.
Interesting. I completely forgot about the.
Yeah, so I thought sorry, She-Hulk was good. I do like the change to the origin a bit. I think that Hulk would never like explicitly try to put this curse onto his cousin. So I thought it was a cool sort of change to his.
Yeah, because originally it was a blood transfusion, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, someone tried to kill her.
Yeah, a mob hit or whatever. I thought this version was better. Because the Hulk is a curse. Yeah.
I didn't like this version because all you need now is some sort of blade that can cut through the Hulk's skin, and all you have to do is just quickly slice him and then rub your arm against him, and you can be big and green now.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
explicitly they said that it was only through Jessica's
Their blood.
DNA that she could
Genes.
accept it, because it would kill a normal human being. It was just that they had the same genetic markers, both her and Bruce Banner.
That's
I
a
mean,
cop
you
out.
can apply that criticism as well to the Incredible Hulk if you really want to, because, well, the leader, he just got a little bit of blood in his head, in his open wound, and then big head.
We
Yeah,
need
but
to
that
see
makes
him
more
again.
sense. But that makes more sense because the leader you'd imagine, turns out all deformed with his giant head and turns out freaky. You know what I mean? Not like Hulk.
Yeah, but Bo, they say that in the show that it was only because she was related to him that she could.
Well, I wasn't paying attention, Ashraf. All right.
But yeah, I hope it keeps going well.
Yeah, I reckon it's off to a good start. We'll go.
As I always say, I don't listen to critics anyway.
I'm my own worst critic.
I got to admit, the whole theory that she came up with about Captain America being a virgin made me chuckle throughout the week. I thought that was because she's right. You can't argue her theory, right?
The guys at work today came up to me because they watched She-Hulk. Must have been yesterday they watched it. And they've come up to me and they're gone, do you reckon there's any chance that Peter Quill is actually like the grandson of Steve Rogers? Because of something to do with the fair where he had sex is mentioned somewhere else in a poster or something. Someone's got some obscure theory that they've posted and all the guys I work with have latched to it. They're like, yeah, this is it. They're related.
Wow, I'd like to hear that.
Yeah, because the woman that kisses him is also like the same woman who plays the grandmother or something. But yeah. Oh, Peter Quill's mom, sorry. But yeah.
Lee from Whack Comics, just so people know who I'm addressing. Yes, I have moved house. I am currently setting up my comic book room. It is a freaking disaster. It's going to take me a while. I'm hoping this time next week I can move this desk into the comic book room and have a sexy background like Ryan. But for now, you're going to have to deal with this crap. So sorry.
I was going to say that's nothing different. Mine always looks like crap.
Yeah.
You've always got some sort of shit behind you that makes me always think you're a supervillain that's hiding something behind it.
That's called a curtain, you moron.
Yeah, my room constantly looks like crap, so I don't have an excuse. Well, look how organized that is.
All my stuff's in storage. I can't say anything.
Yeah. It looks good. It's like a museum.
But that's the organized side. I'm not showing you that side.
No, show us that side. Show us that side.
No.
Undies stacked up.
No, it's actually t-shirts.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Better than the undies
That's
then.
the lotion, the tissues.
Hey, Ashraf, do you see comic boxes? Do you know how they're used?
Oh God.
Ashraf has a horror. Are you ready for this? Ashraf stacks his comics all over his room, on the floor, in piles, whatever. It's a mess. It hurts.
Yeah, I don't have short boxes or long boxes. I get them, but yeah.
Are they at least bagged and boarded?
No.
Foreground.
Get him off. Get him off.
Yeah.
Get rid of him.
Yeah.
Evil. He's evil.
I also
You can
prefer
have,
to
you
read
can have
digitally.
a $20,000 book sitting there, and it's sitting there in a pile of crap.
Sam has said that I have expensive books that is just
He
sitting
does.
there in a pile of crap. But yeah.
Yep, it hurts my soul. It hurts my soul deeply. Every episode, I have to try and yell at him at least once.
Slowly dies.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us today. This has been the return of AussieVerse. And if you don't know these gentlemen's own shows, then please go check them out. I will have the links in the descriptions. There. Comic Thots, Nerds Paradise, and of course Madspidey. But don't go watch Madspidey because he's already got an ego by winning the awards. Go check.
I haven't won anything yet.
No, seriously, go check them out. They have great content. And we will see you next Monday, hopefully, for another live chat. And we have some more videos banked up that will be coming to you. Guys, individually, thank you very, very much for joining us tonight. It was sincerely very much appreciated. We will see you again soon, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's again.
All right. Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
And as a normal, Mark, what is AussieVerse?
For life.
There we go. Good work. I paid you a good for that one. Okay. Bye-bye.
You guys get